House Speaker Nancy Pelosi putting health care center stage during a recent speech, saying, quit your job because the government will cover you.
We see it as an entrepreneurial bill, a bill that says to someone, if you want to be creative and be a musician or whatever, you can leave your work, focus on your talent, your skill, your passion, your aspirations, because you will have health care.
Joining us for a fair and balanced debate, Payne, founder of the Agenda Project, and Heather Higgins, chair of the Independent Women's Forum. All right, Erica, let me start with you. So we hear the Speaker of the House. She, by some interpretation, is saying it's okay to just quit your job. Everyone else will pay for your health care if you want to go out and do what your true passion is.
So she didn't say everybody's going to pay for their health care. What she said is that you're going to be able to get health insurance if you decide to leave your employer and go pursue your dream. So I heard a great story about Hilary Swank. After she won her first Oscar, she goes to get a prescription filled and her health insurance is turned down. So she's got an Oscar in one hand and can't afford her prescription drugs in the other hand because her insurance had been denied because she didn't make enough money.
But who's going to pay for it, Heather?
I mean, if it really is the question. There's so many things that are wrong with Nancy Pelosi's statement that make you worry about the future of the country, because not only has she no clue what an entrepreneur is or does, but the entire premise of this is somebody else will pay for your costs. And these are we were sold this bill on the idea that we were going to cover the uninsured, and that has to be done by people who work. The government isn't Santa Claus. The money has to come from somewhere. And the problem with the welfare state is it sounds so nice. We're going to give you all these goodies. The problem is that we've moved from a culture of generational saving to a culture of generational theft. Future generations are going to be paying for you to not pay for your own health care.
But with all due respect, is it not the case, Erica, that people who do not work for companies pay really, really high health insurance costs? So many times people cannot afford to not work for a company if they want to pursue their dreams.
That's exactly right. And it's important to remember that 64% of jobs in the last 15 years have been created by small businesses. And so if you want people to take that entrepreneurial spirit and go out there and start new businesses, whether they're an artist like a Hilary Swank, who is, for all intents and purposes, a one-person company, or somebody who wants to start a restaurant or somebody who wants to start a dry cleaning service, they can't make that move for making, $8 an hour working for somebody else to working for themselves.
If healthcare had been more affordable for the contract employee, the sole person, if healthcare had become more cost-effective, then maybe we wouldn't be in this situation.
Oh, exactly. I mean, one of the things, everybody agreed that healthcare needed reform. The question is, how do you do it? Do you make the market able to function where you are actually, do you have portability in healthcare where the individual can buy healthcare as easily as somebody who does it through their employer? The system is very rigged and very distorted at this point, and that was the problem. But moving to the government paying for it is a radically different model that winds up not solving the problem.
So just to be clear, the government is actually not paying for health insurance in this case. What they're doing is they're saying
taxpayers are.
They're decoupling employment from health insurance. So you can now buy into exchanges, but the people still have to pay for it. Let's be really clear. The people are still going to pay for their health insurance. This is not the government paying for their health insurance.
High-income earners are going to be paying a heck of a lot. Well, high-income earners are going to be paying a heck of a lot more. That is factual. Let me move on to this.
Not if you go into Medicaid.
Let me go on to the next thing, because Newt Gingrich had some very strong statements about the Supreme Court nominee Elena Kagan. Listen to this.
All you have to know about the president's nomination of Elena Kagan is that she, as dean of the Harvard Law School, took an effort to block the American military from the Harvard campus all the way to the Supreme Court during a war, and that is an act so unbecoming an American that she should be disqualified from the very beginning.
You agree with that, Erica?
Look who's running for president in 2012. Newt Gingrich has made just a completely inaccurate statement. It was a 25-year ban against any employer who discriminated on campus. That was a ban that she was upholding, and so I can't think of anything more pro-American than being pro-civil rights and pro-military.
She tried to take a decision that absolutely did not apply in any way, shape, or form to Harvard, and it was a decision that was slapped down 8-0. They couldn't get one Supreme Court justice to take the position that she was taking. The Solomon Amendment was very clear. If you want federal money, you need to let the military recruit on campus. They tried to distort this into saying it was equal time.
Should it disqualify her as a Supreme Court
because
yes or no?
Yes, because it's being on the Supreme Court is about your judgment, and her judgment clearly was deeply flawed.
Her judgment was to uphold when a lower court found that law unconstitutional. Her decision was to uphold the ban when the lower court found it unconstitutional.
I got to leave it there, but I love the lively debate. Erica Payne, Heather Higgins, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.